Hey guys, we're gonna be starting in just a minute. So we'll give everybody a few minutes to pop on. I know this is an awkward angle. This is gonna be a big project tonight, so get comfy. We're gonna be here a while. Let me make sure that we're broadcasting everywhere we need to be, and then we're gonna get started. So I'm really excited about this one. I've been wanting to do this for quite a while. So we'll give y'all a minute. Those of you watching the replay, you'll probably want to fast forward for a minute. We got a couple people hopping on, so give me just a minute. We're getting everything set up so we can get started. We're going to do this from start to finish. Okay. We're going to share. I'll be right there. And then we're going to get going. And one more. All right. Let's get going. I'm excited about this one. So we are doing Happiness is Homemade. This is one of our really big transfers, and this requires layering. So this one is probably not something I would recommend for your first time. This is one of our D-size transfers. It's huge. So if you remember a while back, I bought this sign. You guys watched me do the front of the sign. So I used this at my vendor shows. So we made this a while back, and I have yet to do the back side. So we're gonna do the back side tonight with our Happiness is Homemade transfer. So I wish I could, like, maybe I can get you guys up just a little bit higher so you can see better. You're getting a tour of all my stuff, all my projects that we still have to work on. So we're gonna adjust so you guys can see better. There, that'll give you a better angle. Maybe. All right. We ready? Hope it stays. Is it gonna stay? There. All right, you guys are falling on me. This is not sticking. All right. I'm trying to get y'all to sit upright. There we go. That's better, so you can see more of it. All right, let's get started. So we're gonna take our transfer, get started with fuzzing. So this is our big one. We're gonna cut this into pieces. Who's here? Hey Francis, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you guys say hello. So I'm like gonna be upside down tonight. We're gonna be here a while, so you guys can pop in, ask questions. This is gonna be a pretty big project because we're gonna have to do layering and we're gonna have to dry it in between layers. And so I've been wanting to do this, and it was gonna take a while, but I wanted to do it live because whenever I do it live, like, people pop in constantly. So I am opening this transfer for the first time. Okay. So we have to make sure that we get it cut, prepped, and primed, and ready to go. And this is how I get to know you guys so well, because we all just hang out and chit chat. So you guys could say hello. I know a lot of you are gonna be watching the replay. So we're just gonna cut this massive transfer right on these lines. This is gonna be really, really pretty. I have seen some really nice pieces done with this one. Like, this is very versatile. Like, you can use these florals. You don't have to use it with, you know, the transfer it comes with. People will put these on anything. I made a unicorn tonight. I was gonna borrow some of the florals for this. But I'm really excited about this one because this is going to be a sign for, I've got some vendor shows coming up. And so this sign that we're putting it on sits out front of my booth. And so it's going to say Happiness is Homemade, and I'm going to put a Chalk Couture logo on it as well. Because Chalk Couture makes us happy, right? That's why we're here. So this is going to be a really fun one. But you see how we have the different layers? Right? So I'm going to show you guys how to do the layering. We have to blow dry it in between. But this is going to be a really good one if you've never done layers. I'm going to have some good tips and tricks for you guys. We're also going to have to reuse some of these. So I'm going to show you how, when you're in the middle of a project, how you can reuse them quickly, right? Because you have to wash your transfers, especially if you're going to be changing colors. So the biggest problem, and you guys are going to help me, is picking out colors for these flowers and the things that we're going to do with them. Because y'all know I struggle with that. Like me and my science background. All right. So we're just cutting these apart. Make sure you guys say hi when you pop on. So we have started the month of May. We've got some awesome, hey, purple. Thanks, Lisa. Yeah, I think purple would be good for some of the flowers. I was thinking that too. Like I've got a really pretty purple. It's called grape soda. I think that would be really cool. And I was gonna do, because I want to keep it like bright, because I want it to invite people. You know, I want people to see it and just like make it pop. So we're gonna do a lot with it. I love the florals. Like, oh my gosh, like there's so much you can do. Did you guys see, if you haven't seen it, well, when you're done with the live, look on my business page. Did you see the shoes that I posted today? Holy cow, I did not do those. I cannot take credit for that. There was a girl on our team who took some of our transfers. A little yellow, yes. That's a good idea, Lisa. Is to take some of the yellow. That'll be pretty. But she took some of our transfers and put them on canvas shoes. Holy cow. So make sure you go check those out. Like, those are awesome. Like, I would have never thought to do that. Like, these girls are so creative. And you guys are always helping me come up with stuff. So I, like, super appreciate y'all's help. Like, we had, do y'all remember the night that we did the chicken on the hood? Lisa said, I love doing crafts. This is fun. Like, we're going to be doing a lot of crafting tonight. Right now, we're cutting everything. I like to do these projects from start to finish because I want you guys to see exactly what's involved. No surprises. So if you were to have gotten this home, this is exactly what you would be doing. What kind of paper is that? This is one of our transfers, Lisa. This paper right here is one of our Chalk Couture. There's silkscreen stencils. And so that's what I'm cutting. So I ordered the stencils and I'm cutting them apart, and they're sticky. So you're gonna see how we put all this together to create these beautiful designs. And we can reuse these. They're reusable. We can wash them and reuse them. So you're gonna like them. So I'm getting the jars ready. Oh, I was, sure, of course. Make sure, yeah, I love when you guys ask me questions live, because what happens is everybody else has the same questions, believe it or not. So don't ever be scared to ask me a question, because 10 other people are thinking the same thing. And even when it only shows there's like a few people on here, believe it or not, these videos will get sometimes upward of 1,000 views. Right, so we do get viewers. Sometimes people are sleeping, they catch them later. And then people can come back. If you're watching the replay, you can always ask me questions. And I'll get notification, I'll come back and answer them. Or you can just shoot me a message, because I love to talk to you guys. I'm very involved with my customers and my followers. This is going to be so pretty. So we're going to do purple and yellow. I think that's going to be good, Lisa. Thanks, because I struggle with the colors. Our little crab project turned out fantastic. If you guys remember last week, we did the crab and the lobster, and I did it with acrylic paints. That turned out really cute. I want to put some seashells around the outside of it. I gotta get my glue gun out. But this is fun, like learning how to do all this. So we've almost got everything cut apart. All right, so we have all of our stuff ready to go. Lisa said I got kicked off. Well, Lisa, I will be here all night. So if you get kicked off, come back because this is going to be a big project. All right, so we have all of our pieces. All right, one thing I recommend doing is labeling your pieces on the back. So you know what goes where if you have a Sharpie. I don't have a Sharpie down here. So what we're going to do, we have jars. These are actual jars. So these are going to be, these actually have to be layered, right? So we have to do one at a time. And I want to do more than one jar. Like, so I've seen people do like 3 jars. Let me show you something before we even get started. I want you to see the transfer in the catalog so you get an idea. All right. This is our actual catalog. Can you see the Happiness is Homemade? See what they did with the floral? So we're going to use all these little bits and pieces to create something similar within the jars. All right, so this is how the stuff works. So you just see the transfer as is, which you saw me just cut this apart. And this is what you can create with it, which is pretty amazing. So I want to use the actual jars. So let's get started. So we have our jars ready to go. And so for the coloring of the jars, because I'm using, now this background is not chalk couture. All right, this is a sign that I picked up at Hobby Lobby. If you're gonna use a chalkboard that's not chalk couture, make sure that you test it. I've used this before because I did the flip side. It works really well. But if not, you can always put wax on them to prep the surface. This surface is good to go, but if you don't wax some of these, like if you go to like Target and get like a cheapy chalkboard, put some wax on it because your paste will bleed through. All right, so that's just a little tip for you guys. Our chalkboards are the best, but unfortunately they don't make them in every size, right? So we are gonna put some jars down here, and we're gonna have to do layering. So this is an older stencil, so we have to figure out which one goes first. And I'm thinking we should probably do this, and then we'll put this on the outside. It keeps freezing. Oh no, I hope it's not my internet. I live in the sticks. Let me turn this off just in case it's mine. Okay, hopefully it won't freeze anymore. So we're gonna get started here with some paste. So I'm gonna do the outside of the jar white. Hopefully that's better. The outside we're gonna do in just our regular white. And then the inside I was gonna use this Ocean Mist color just to give it some contrast. So hopefully this will turn out. Like so we're gonna have to layer them. So the first thing I'm gonna do is figure out where I wanna put them. And then we will also wanna make sure that we're putting stuff straight, right? Because half my stuff comes out crooked. Imagine that. So this is very useful. This is placement tape, right? So what we can do is put this across. That way we make sure that we're getting stuff straight. And it's sticky, so. All right, and I'll reuse the placement tape. I'm not gonna pull it up. So that's gonna give me like a straight line across. So I have something to go by because I wanna do 3. I wanna do like 1, 2, 3. And then we'll put the floral, and then I'm gonna do the Happiness is Homemade, and then I'm gonna put a chalk couture label right here in the middle because I think that's gonna be cool. So let's get these ready. So what is my experience, people? Very first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get our fuzzing cloth. So we have to fuzz our transfers, right? Because these are extremely sticky. So we wanna be able to reuse these. So if we put these down and we don't fuzz them, they're gonna stretch, and we don't want that to happen. So what we're doing, fuzzing is basically we're getting fuzz off of a towel to put on the back to reduce the stickiness. This is going to extend the life of your stencils, okay? Because you don't want them to stretch out. So make sure if you're using a hard surface, you're going to fuzz them first. And this fuzzing cloth is amazing. You're going to see why, because we have to use this multiple times. So we're going to have to wash our transfer and dry it quickly. And I cannot get this off. There we go. Here, I'm going to take this and show you guys the silk screen too. So this is a good one, because see how big it is? Can you see the screen through there? So that's what your paste goes through. All right. So it's important that you're cleaning them well, because you don't want the stuff to dry. So we're going to fuzz. So I have my fuzzing cloth here, and it's super sticky. It's sticking to my fingers. So we're just gonna fuzz, fuzz, fuzz. What I'm doing is I'm just picking up some of the particles off of this towel. All right, and you can use any towel. I like ours because it's got the right amount. You can use any towel you want. Be careful, because some towels you'll get too much fuzz. You don't want that. You don't want big clumps of material. So you're gonna do this like probably 3 or 4 times. Because if it's too sticky and you go to pull it up, you're gonna end up stretching your transfer, and we don't want that, because we want everything to be reused. All right, so we've fuzzed our transfer, step 1. All right, so now we're going to put our first part of the jar, and we're gonna make sure it's straight. And we could do the inside pretty much any color, but I want to do it. The other thing is making sure that this goes down straight. And it's a little more challenging when you have a larger one, because you want to make sure you're not getting any air bubbles, right? And I'll explain why. Right, so we're going to push this down. So you can see the black through there, right? Obviously that's where your paste is going to go through. And the teal is what's going to create the details and the lines within your creation. So if I had an air bubble right here in this line, what's going to happen is my paste is going to go up through there and it's going to smear, right? And we don't want that to happen. So that looks pretty good. There's a little bit of a bubble. Let me see if I can make sure that it's smooth. Oh, see, I did it. I put an air bubble there now. All right, there. So now we're going to take our paste. So one thing with your paste is you want to make sure that it's the right consistency. It should be the consistency of like yogurt. So we're going to open our paste. This one is actually called Ocean Mist. So it's like a really light blue. So let's see, I haven't opened it to check on it. So I've got my little mixer here. So this is a little bit thick. I don't want it that thick. So what do you do if your paste is thick? You get a little spritzer of water, because all of our pastes are water soluble, right? And we're just gonna mix it, right? And this is just gonna, it goes right back in. So in different colors, get different, it's funny because different colors dry out faster. Right, so I mean, basic chemistry, if you leave the lid off, right, what's going to happen, your water is going to evaporate and your paste is going to dry up. But because they're water soluble, you just add a little bit of water and it goes right back in to paste form. So don't freak out that these pastes will last you a long time. See how I got some clumping on the outside? That's another thing you always want to go through and clean up your paste every so often. But you don't want it too thin. So that's all you got to do. I mean, these are super easy to work with. Now, we're going to get a squeegee ready to go. We're going to use a larger one because we want to get more. This is one of our squeegees, so it's so easy. We're going to take our paste and we're going to dab it. You don't need that much. A little goes a long way. We're going to put it on, and you want to work quickly. Right, so I'm literally just going to scrape and make sure that I have all the silk screen covered. Now our pastes are going to dry in about 3 to 5 minutes. They're going to be dry. So when you're working with a large transfer, it's best to do small areas at a time. So I'm going to take my excess and I'm going to put it right back into my jar. That's it. All right. So we're going to make sure it's all covered. Looks good. All right, and I think we got it all. So I am going to pull it up. Now this is important. Remember, this is why we fuzzed it. See how easy it's coming up? You want to put even pressure when you're pulling it up. All right. See the detail that came out? Look how pretty that turned out. That's gorgeous. All right, so there's one. So that turned out great. So now we're going to go ahead and do our second jar. And this is why I wanted to have this here, so I can hopefully get it pretty lined up. Now you can wash these in between, but this one doesn't have a whole lot of details. I think we're going to be okay if we don't. Okay, so I am going to move pretty quickly with these. Now, if you want to get really technical, I guess you could like measure by inches and stuff. Man, we got a lot of people on. Make sure y'all say hi. Lisa said that's awesome. Wait till you see this. This stuff is like so cool. Wait till you see what we're going to do with all this. We're going to be doing layers and layers. I'm going to be busting out the blow dryer later. The house is kind of quiet. So I'm just putting this down, and I don't want air bubbles, so I'm trying to, and I just stuck my finger in the paste on the other one. Don't do that. See, I made a little boo-boo with my finger. No big deal. Baby wipes are good. They're your friends. So I can see a little bubble over on this side. Just making sure that it's good. All right, I think that's good. I think it looks pretty even. Now remember, these are original pieces, so they're not going to be perfect, right? So we're going to do the exact same thing we just did. We got our paste is ready to go. We're going to dab some right here, and we're going to get our squeegee, and we're going to squeegee, just like we did a minute ago. So the biggest thing is making sure that your paste is not too thick, especially with something like this where you have a large surface area that you're trying to cover. If you have this paste on there really thick, you're going to get lines in your finished product, and you don't want that, right? So, see, I've got an air bubble in here. Do y'all see it? So we're going to try to fix it while it's still wet. Now, if this was a chalk couture board, you could, if you messed it up, you could actually go in and fix it really easy. See, I've got the air bubble. I'm going to attempt to fix it while we're live. No pressure. 1,000 people watching. No big deal. I got this, y'all. I got this. Okay. I think I got it. Hopefully we won't have any major mess ups. I mean, if it looks horrible, I guess I can just take it off. We have these little cool things called board erasers that will fix your mistakes. You can take off your paste. I just hope that we have a clean line. That's my biggest concern. But I think that looks pretty good. Okay, ready? So let's pull this one off and see how that, I'm nervous. Don't y'all get nervous? I hope, because I pulled that up, I hope it's got a clean line. It does. Look, it worked. Look at that. Oh, okay, look. Let me show you how to fix that. You see that? We're going to fix it right now before we go any further. So I have a little Q-tip, right? See my Q-tip? And I have water somewhere right next to me. All right, so if this were to happen, no big deal. You can clean this up. Remember I said this stuff is water soluble? And it's easiest to do it when it first comes up. I mean, you could do it when it was dry. All right, same thing over here. It's See how easy that cleans up because it's still wet. Now I put too much water on that. So we're just gonna let that, let me get another Q-tip. I'm just soaking up some of the excess. But it cleans up like really nicely. And one of the things you're gonna find is you're gonna be a lot more critical than somebody else is gonna be with your own stuff. Just so you know. So I am going to do the third one. Like, cause there's stuff that I've made and I'm just like, oh my gosh, that looks horrible. And people are like wanting to buy it. And I'm like, you know, like, cause you're always critical of your own stuff. But you gotta remember, this stuff is awesome. And there's no way I could do this without a stencil. I can tell you that now. So I'm gonna just be a little more careful when I'm putting this down. See, the paste is already dry on this. Hopefully we won't have any more snags. The biggest thing is making sure that this one in the center is down because that's going to be your clean line. All right, I think we're good. Ready for the last one? All right, we're doing everything in triple. Okay, here we go. This is getting a little thick on me already because I had the lid off, so I'm just gonna spritz it. That's just an old water bottle. Okay. Make sure you guys say hi when you pop on. A lot of people have been popping on and off. All right. We're going to be on here a while, so I know people are going to go and come back. Y'all are going to go to sleep and get ready for work, and I'm still going to be here with flowers. This is a pretty big project, but I've been waiting to do it. See, I got the same thing happening over here with the bubble that I had in the last one. That's why it's best if you wash your transfers in between uses and just start with them fresh, because they will do this sometimes. Come up if you try to get lazy like I did. So I'm going to try this again. And remember what happened last time? We saw a little bit of smearing, but that's okay. We can fix it just like we did. There we go. Got it. That's pretty good. We might have a little bit of smearing that we might have to fix, but that's all right. I'd rather just fix it on one. Okay, ready? So we put our excess back. And we're gonna pull it up and, ooh, see how it didn't go all the way? So if you have a situation like that, you just put it right back down and we fix it. We just add more. And this is because I didn't wash the transfer. I should have washed it. That should fix it. It's all right. And you can always go back in with a brush. But see how it got a little sloppier because it wasn't clean as the original? So that's another reason you should wash them in between, but we can fix it, no big deal. Let me get my handy dandy Q-tip. And we're just gonna clean this up. But see how nicely that comes off? And you're gonna get surfaces that this does not happen. It won't come off nicely, or it won't come off at all. So make sure when you're doing projects, especially if it's not chalk couture, that you are testing your surfaces before you get confident. And make sure that you can fix any mistakes that you might have. All right, so that looks pretty good. So I am going to put this one away, this color away, because we're done with that. One thing I always recommend is give your jar a good scrape around the edge before you put the lid back on it, and put a little spritz of water in there before you put the lid on. I'm just getting some of this excess off of here. All of those dried chunks will go back into solution, believe it or not. So this will last forever. So before I put the lid on, I'm just gonna give a little spritz, put my lid back on, and it's good to go until the next time I want to use it. All right? I'm gonna clean my fingers off. Now we have to do the outline. So we have to make sure that this is dry before we do the outline. Here's the outline, right? So let's get our little blow dryer out. You can use like a craft dryer, but I have a blow dryer because I don't have a craft dryer. All right, so y'all are gonna have to listen to the blow dryer for a minute. But we wanna make sure, this one's probably dry, but we're just gonna make sure. We don't wanna mess it up. All right, so don't blow your transfers all over. This is important too, guys, if you guys are working with ink. We have ink and we do t-shirts and stuff. So making sure that it's dry is super, especially with the ink before you heat set anything. All right, so we did our inside. So we're gonna do the outside before we start putting flowers on. So again, we're gonna have to do some layering. So the reason it's so important that this, see the green? That's gonna be sticky. So if this is still wet and we put this down here, what's gonna happen? It's gonna pull our chalk paint off of there. Probably not the best idea, right? So, and we probably maybe should have done this layer first. So I am going to make sure that I fuzz this one really well. Again, we don't want this super sticky because if it is, it's gonna pull all of our inside out of there. We don't want that. So here is, so I am gonna fuzz, and you're like, well, what is fuzzing? So basically we are getting the stickiness off of it. And this one I wanna fuzz really good. Let me move this up so you guys can see what I'm doing. Make sure y'all say hi. You guys are popping in and out so we know who's here. I'm really excited about this one. I've had it for a while and I've been a little bit intimidated to do it. Because, like, you guys have seen some of my stuff. And the thing is like, it has nothing to do with the product. The products are what make it so amazing. It's my art eye. Like, the products can help you, but you guys are so talented. Like, I see the stuff that you guys are putting out there. A lot of you are crafters. I see what's on your pages. Some of you are designers with chalk couture. I mean, you guys are so unbelievably talented, so I'm a little bit jealous. Like, all right, so I am still fuzzing. I'm just fuzzing because I don't want to pull all the paint off of it. So, and if you mess it up too bad, you can always wash this board off and just start over. Like if you're like, oh, it's a train wreck, and I've had that before. I've had some major train wrecks. All right. So I'm going to do the outside of the jars. I think I'm going to do them white. I could do them silver. Let's do them white because I think the white will make it pop. Especially if we're going to do colors on the flowers. All right, so this got a piece of hair. I think I'm shedding, y'all. I have a lot of hair. This has a piece of hair right in the middle of the transfer. Hold on. Somehow it got... I try to keep my hair up when I'm doing this stuff. Can you see? I can't get it. There's like a hair. Look, I gotta get that off, so hold on. How am I gonna get it off? I guess we're not. Maybe the scissors. Let's see if we can. Hopefully I'm not lagging anymore. There, the scissors are working to scrape it. Got it. Okay. I'm shedding, y'all. Alright, so I got the hair. So you want to make sure that you don't have anything on your transfer. Alright. So I think we're fuzzed. So now we have to line this up. This is where it gets like... Okay, so I want to make sure that it's like lined up and straight. Okay. This is where you have to have some patience. Okay, I think that's pretty straight. Now, I am just gonna stick down the sides right here. I'm not trying to mash it down because remember, we're doing layering and we don't want to pull up what we already did. All right, so I've got my white. My white should be good to go. No, this isn't the one I used earlier. Hold on. Well, maybe it was. The white tends to dry quickly. I don't know why. It just does. So, this is pretty good. I was using it earlier. So, it's a good consistency. So, for this one, again, we're going to be quick. And I'm just going to do the outsides. I don't want to go slamming on what we've already layered, because then we're going to have a train wreck when we pull it up. And it's nerve-wracking, y'all, when you pull these up. Because you're like hoping that you don't pull up everything that you just did, which I've done. But you know what? You can call it a vintage look. That's what we're going to go with if we mess it up. It's going to be vintage. Which this kind of is, I think it is, has a little vintage look to it. Like it reminds me of when I was a kid. The mason jars, like, it was like a thing. Because my dad used to can. I don't know how to can, but you know, like, I know people still do it, but he used to do canning and stuff. So it reminds me of my childhood, which I like. I'm getting a lot of messages too. So those of you that are sending me messages, I will return them probably in the morning. We're going to be here kind of late doing this tonight. But you can always ask questions on this live as well. So if you have questions, I can peek and see and I can answer them for you live. Or if you want to just shoot me a private message and I'll get back with you in the morning. If you're watching the replay, you can leave a message on here as well and I will still be able to see it. We get a lot of replay viewers. Okay. So we're just making sure that we have good coverage, that everything is covered. That's going to give us the detail. And again, you have to move kind of quickly on these because it dries fast. And if it dries, you're going to get cracking. All right, so There's a little bit up there in the corner that I missed. Hold on. Better to catch it now. All right. So we're gonna pull this with even pressure. This is nerve-wracking, y'all, because I'm so scared. I'm like, what did it do to the jar underneath? See how it's like sticky? This could be good, it could be bad. Okay, that's supposed to be like that. Okay, look. We pulled up a little bit of the blue under, but just a tad. You see the details, how it's coming out? Ah. Okay. I'm good with that, y'all. I was nervous. Holy cow, was I nervous. All right, I'm gonna wash this so we don't risk it. That turned out good. Can y'all see? All right, hold on. Let me adjust the camera angle. Look at the detail on that. Isn't that pretty? So hang tight. Let me wash this one and we can reuse it. I have a little water bath over here, and I'm using one of our board erasers, and this just cleans your transfer. But we want to make sure, because of the level of detail, I don't want to take any risks, so I am literally just going to wash this in between each one. It comes off quickly, so I've already done it. I just need to dry it. So the other reason I like our buzzing cloth is because the inside of it is great for drying. That's what it's for. So we're putting it in there, we're getting the excess water, and we're gonna dry it, and we're gonna do these other two jars and create our little mason jars. So I think it's turning out really nice. So far so good, right? And I dripped a little bit of water, which makes me nervous. Okay, so it's dry. So now it's sticky again. The sticky comes back, which is pretty awesome. So now we're gonna do our next one. We're gonna do the same thing we just did. We're gonna line it up. Nerve-wracking. This is why it's so important that your stuff is straight, because if it's not, like, see how we're lining this up? If we were to stretch these transfers, they'll never line up and match up again. So it's really important that we take the time to put them down correctly, or as best as we can, and that we take care of them, because we don't want them to stretch. Okay. Ready? So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna do our whites. Hey guys, make sure y'all say hi. Everybody's popping in and out. And I'm gonna give this a little bit more water. Doesn't take a whole lot of paste. It's pretty quick. So you can see the details up here, which I love. This is gonna be so pretty. This is our, those of you joining us late, this is our Happiness is Homemade transfer. And it's a C size. The board that I'm using is not one that we carry. This is actually a sign, and I'm making it for a vendor show. I have a bunch of vendor events coming up this month. And so this is a sign that goes out in front of, when I do like outdoor events, you know, out front of my tent, so people walk up and they know what they're walking into. And so I am making the first side of it we did a month or two ago. So now I'm doing the flip side because I've been procrastinating on doing it. But it's event season, y'all. I love doing craft fairs and stuff. People go crazy over this stuff. It's really cool when you can do demos too. But the one I'm doing Saturday is outside. That's gonna be really hard. I did a winery a couple weeks ago and it was outside and the wind was blowing so bad there was no way I could have done this. outside. This is best suited for indoors. All right, so that looks good. We're just making sure that we get the excess chalk paste off of here. Right? I am saving my extra. All right, ready? We're gonna pull it up and hope that we don't take the paint off the bottom layer. There we go. See the details? Look at the details in the lip. See how it's got that's purpose. Oh, you can't see because of my hand. It's purposely done that way. So it's not that we missed a spot. It's supposed to have like a vintage look. Now we lost a little bit there, but that's okay. Very nice. These are turning out really nice. So now I'm gonna wash this one again in our little water bath over here. I'm doing the same thing that I just did to the last one. I'm cleaning it really quickly. You can see how easy, well, I'm not moving the camera. Try to take my word for it. Okay, that's good. Now, I'm going to dry it, and then we're going to do our third one. So we're doing triple work for this, and this is only because this is what I chose to do. You certainly don't have to do this. I'm getting a lot of messages on my business page, so I will definitely give y'all some answers, respond to you guys, probably in the morning, because it's going to be late when we're done. So I'm just drying my transfer. This is one of our fuzzing towels, which is awesome. So the one side is for fuzzing and the other side is for drying, which I really like. Okay. All right, ready? Last one. Oh. Okay. Somebody's here. Oh, hey, how's it going? Bleeda's here. I haven't seen you in a while. She says, looking good. I'm excited. We're going to do flowers and everything on this one. This is a long one. We are going to line this one up now. Alright, so now I always get nervous on the last one. It's like, no pressure, no pressure. All right, so I'm just making sure that it's smooth, no air bubbles. Again, we've already fuzzed it. Once you fuzz it once, you don't have to keep fuzzing it. It's typically the first time you use it, right? So let's do our final jar. Right. But this is just a great springy, summery. I've got, we had some new transfers come out last month, and those will be here tomorrow. Some really cute beach theme. We got this like little beach van, like from the 60s, you know, like the 60s and 70s. It's like a little van. Oh my God, wait till y'all see it. It's so cute. I cannot wait to get my hands on it. It'll be here tomorrow. I probably won't get to play with it till next week though, because they said tomorrow by 8, and I've got vendor shows Saturday all day, and then I'm going out of town for some meetings for my chalk business, and then I have another vendor, I'll be out of town Monday, and I have another vendor show on Tuesday, so I'm staying really busy out of the office. So that's why a lot of times I haven't been going live, because I've been busy doing shows, going to networking meetings. I mean, this stuff is like really taking off. I've been working with wineries, local wineries, to do projects with them. These are great. She said, was I right that you can chalk on walls and you want to change it, you take it off with water? Yes. Okay, so that's going to depend on your paint or the type of paint that you're using on your walls. I would test it in an inconspicuous place, but yes, people, you can chalk on your walls. You can chalk on your windows. I still have my snowflakes up from Christmas. I probably need to take those down. But yeah, you can put this stuff on anything. Did y'all see the shoes on my business page earlier today? Somebody on our team did shoes with ink, which I thought was amazing. I'm like, it's been getting a lot of reactions. That turned out really nice. So we have, let me see, I'm making a mess over here. So we have our mason jars ready to go. So here's the fun part, all the floral. This is where I get stressed out, y'all. And I can take the tape off now since we know that that's straight. And I'm just gonna reuse my tape because why not? All right, so this is where we have to get creative. First, I want to make sure that my mason jars are good and dry before I start putting all the florals and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and blow dry them again just to make sure. Now, if you're a perfectionist and you really wanted to, you could take a little paintbrush and go in and touch that up where I pulled some off. But I'm going to leave it because I like it like that. I think it looks original. All right. So let me blow dry these and make sure that we are good to go. See, I dripped some water right there. I just want to make sure that it's dry. Because again, we're going to be layering like we did with these. Okay. So I think that's good. So this is where I get stressed out, y'all, and this is where we're gonna need some help on how in the world are we gonna do these flowers and which pieces are we gonna use and what colors are we gonna use. So we talked about doing purples and yellows. That would be really pretty. So I'm gonna pull up my catalog picture just for some inspiration. Let's see. Okay. So they have a lot of greens, which I have greens. In the catalog, the flowers, they're using greens and yellows. Of course, you could do anything you want. This is for people that are artistically challenged, like me. So, this is the fun part. So we have, these are some of the different pieces that we have to work with here. I mean, we have a lot. The Happiness is Homemade is going up here. We've got this one. And then this is a backing over here. We have more pieces here, like these little sprigs and twigs. And then this, I think, definitely needs to be like purple. I think that's going to be pretty. So let's get some fun colors out and see what we have. So we said purple, which I have a very bright purple. And I have a marigold. That would be pretty. Blue. We also have a green envy. I wonder if that would be too bright. So that's pretty. This is peacock. I'm looking at colors. Let's see. This is a garden herb. This is probably an appropriate color, wouldn't you think? Thinking these in the purple. And then we're gonna need some kind of bright poppy color. A candy apple. I thought I had a poppy. Hold on. I do have a poppy color. What about those? I think those would be pretty. We have to make sure we got some clean squeegees, which we do. Okay. Whew, this is where it gets like crazy now. Like trying to figure out the best way to do this. So you guys can hang out and help me. If we want to do more of them. We could do the bright colors, or we could do more of the toned down, like more springy colors. I definitely want the, I love this, the honeydew. I think we need to use maybe these. Let's see. We've got the wild berry. That would be pretty too. And maybe a more toned down yellow. I'm trying to do some like springy colors. We've got a buttermilk, honeydew, peony, wild berry. Maybe not do these stark contrasts. What is this one? That's Liberty. I wish we had like a little lighter of a purple. We have another blue over here. We could do the forget-me-not. How about we do these colors? I like these for spring and summer. I think that would be pretty. Okay. I think I like this combination. So now we have to start putting these on. So you guys gotta hang out and help me. Okay, this is what makes me nervous because like I'm not good at, I've never done anything floral like this before. So these are all my colors. Maybe we should start with just some greens. Do some greenery in there. All right, this is where it's gonna get interesting, guys, because I don't know what we're gonna end up with. So, Philippe said I like the spring ones too. Yeah, I think that's gonna be pretty for spring because I just want it to pop. So we're gonna go ahead and start. I'm so nervous, y'all. Everybody's like bailed. They're like, oh my gosh. All right, so, and I'm gonna have a mess to clean up. I'm making a mess. So I'm gonna go ahead and fuzz. Definitely wanna fuzz these. And y'all know why we're fuzzing, right? Because we don't want to pull up our transfers. I'm shedding. My hair is like going everywhere. So, this has to turn out well because of the amount of time and effort we're putting into this. Like, this has to be my masterpiece. Make sure you guys say hi when you're popping on. People are still like, she's still going at it? Yeah, we're still here. We're going to be here for a while. So you can see how sticky it is, even on the towel. Like, this is why you want to make sure that you're fuzzing really well. Okay. A couple more fuzzes just to make sure. Now, we don't have to make these vases uniform, so I'm going to, like, just kind of do different things with it to kind of fill them up. Okay. So, I'm nervous. So, if you can see the breaks, hold on, let me move this way. I got to move it this way. See how there's the breaks in the mason jars? So I think that is supposed to be for our flowers to go through. But I don't think they're supposed to go all the way down into the jars. Like, I don't think. I think maybe they're supposed to sit up. You know what I mean? Like this. This is the part that I'm just like, okay. So I'm trying to line them up. I'm a little nervous. Like, how far down in the jar should it go? Like, we're just gonna go with it. And I saved a picture onto my phone, but you guys are on my phone, so I can't look. Okay, let's do the green. We'll do the honeydew. We'll start with that. And I don't think I've, nope, brand new one. Yay. So we're gonna get this opened and ready to go. I am like making a big old mess over here. All right, so we're opening the honeydew for the first time. So this is what they smell really good too. So when you open them, you have to make sure that you mix them. And sometimes with, especially some of the brighter colors, you're gonna get some separation of the dyes. That's normal, not a big deal at all. So I get one of our little mixing stir things out. We're gonna stir it up. Look at, it's like a yogurt consistency. I like this color though, it's pretty. So we're just gonna make sure that it's good and mixed. And usually when I do my lives, I try to have all this stuff prepped, but due to the large scale of this project, we're just improvising and we're doing it as we go. Okay, I'm gonna give a little spritz of water. All right, we ready? Same thing, we're just gonna, little dab on there. We're gonna get our squeegee ready to go. Okay, and we're just gonna, see, it doesn't use that much at all. It's just a little dab. And look how much I still have on here. I'm gonna put that back in. I'm gonna save all my excess. All right, so I think that's easy peasy. Now we're just gonna pull it right on up. And if I wanna reuse it, now is the time to reuse it while it's still wet. All right, I'm pulling with 2 hands. I worry about the sticky part. All right, so let's do another. I pulled up some of my white. See what I did? Probably put it down. It wasn't too sticky. See, then that's going to end up. And luckily, there's no right or wrong way. I'm just kind of seeing where it's going to fit. Again, I don't want to push this down on the too hard because I don't want it pulling up my white like it did. All right, let's keep moving with it. Like I said, each one of these can be different. You don't have to do each vase the same. So I'm just kind of playing with it. And this is drying very fast. So we got to move or it's going to crack when you pull it up. So you just kind of have to slop it in there and go. Trust the process that it's going to turn out beautiful. All right, I think that's good. All right, ready? So we're gonna pull this one up. Beautiful. All right, think we can do it again? Okay. We're gonna go quick with this one too. Taking our excess. Okay, ready? Very nice. All right, so I'm gonna put this in my water bath. I'm loving how this is coming out. This is pretty. So now we need to dry in between, because if we don't dry, we're gonna end up with a big jumbled mess. I'm putting the lid back on my paste. So we're gonna blow dry in between. Now we're getting into like some crazy layering. Oh, I lost my happiness. Just because I'm going to be putting more on top, so we want to make sure everything is nice and dry. See how they're turning out? Okay. So next we're going to do another one of these. I think we'll do it maybe in a yellow instead of less green. All right, so I'm gonna fuzz this one. So we're gonna move a little quicker now because we've been at this for a while. So we're just gonna fuzz, 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 fuzz. There's a lot of details in this one. So that's why I was warning you guys at the beginning that this is gonna be a very long live because we've started this from scratch. But I think the end is going to be amazing. Like, I'm super excited to see what this is going to look like. Just trying to get, like, the greenery and stuff in. And then we'll start adding pops of color to it. And I think it's going to be really pretty. Make sure you guys say hello. And those of you popping on. We're doing Happiness is Homemade. And this one is a layering transfer, and it's floral, and it's very detailed. So it takes a while. It's not just one that you're just gonna throw the transfer on, slop some paint on it. This is more detailed. I mean, you could definitely do it for a first project if you've never used the product. It's just very time consuming. I would probably go with something a little bit simpler your first time. Okay, so you can see the details that it gives. So now we're gonna do this one. Which is gonna be So we're going to have different colorings in here. This is what's going to give it the depth. And this is why we needed everything to be dry. So we're not pulling it up. So let's do this buttermilk. I think that'll be pretty. This buttermilk I don't think I've opened yet. Oh, I have. Okay. So here's our buttermilk. This is a little thick, so we're going to add a little bit of water. These are our spring colors. It's still a little thick. Okay, you gotta get it the consistency of yogurt. All right, ready? So we're going to do this one pretty quickly. Doesn't take a lot. We're just gonna, I need to get a swivel thing. Little dab, and we're gonna squeegee. So we're just making sure that the silk screen is covered. There was a little air pocket in that. I hope it doesn't come, I hope it comes out. My extra buttermilk. We're gonna save it. Okay. We've got some contrast in the colors. See, we've got the green and then the yellow. And we're losing our mason jar. That's pretty. So let's do another one over here. We're going to go quickly with this so we can keep using this stencil. I probably should have used more contrasting colors for these, because we've got like a green and then a yellow, but I think the flowers are going to make it pop. See, it's starting to dry. So we want to keep moving. Just taking my excess. Hey guys, make sure you guys say hi when you pop on. I've been on here a long time. I'm going to be on here a long time. We're making Happiness is Homemade. It's a floral summertime. All right, and we're going to wash this before we use it again because it's getting funky. There we go. All right. Actually, we can probably get one more. It's still looking good on the one end. So we're just going to go for it. And make sure we have enough down. I don't like making, I'm going to be here all night just cleaning up my mess. taking my extra and putting it back in. This is how you conserve your paste. Okay, let's pull this one up. There we go. All right, so this one's going in the water bath too. We're getting a collection over there. I need to wash my fingers off, so give me just a second. This is coming out nice, y'all. All right, so let's put this yellow away, and we're gonna start adding some color now to get some pops of color. So I am just scraping the edge before I put the lid on it, just to try to keep it from as much from drying out. So this color is really pretty. This one's called the buttermilk. So that is our buttermilk yellow. I'm wiping my fingers off. All right, so now we've got to put some more, we got to dry it. So let's start putting some little sprigs in here. So what color are we gonna make? We gotta do the flower heads, which I think are gonna be pretty, but we have to have some stems for them. Maybe putting them up in here. So the color for the stems, I have a brown, like a bark color that we could use. Let's see. Yeah, we can use the bark for the stems. So before we get that, we have to fuzz. Boy, I am like making a mess up here. You should see this stuff. It is like it's gonna take me all night to clean up. How are we doing on time? Holy cow, we're gonna be here till midnight. I will be answering all the questions in the morning, I promise. I'm fuzzing. So what I'm doing is I'm getting some of the sticky off so it doesn't pull up my paint. I'm getting a ton of messages. All right, so let's do some flowers in here. So we have to figure out where we want. So we can do shorter flowers if we don't color the whole thing. See what I'm saying? Like if we, like this could be like a brown. So we're gonna use, this is our bark color. This is brown. We're gonna use this for the stems. Now this has some separation. They said that's normal if it's been sitting a while, especially with some of their darker colors. Hey guys, we're still chugging along. We've been at this for a while. I'm getting ready to put flowers in. This is our Happiness is Homemade stencil. We're gonna pull it up. So we're getting brown stems now so we can put our flowers up there. This is the first time I've ever attempted to do any kind of floral. Never done floral. Well, not like this. I've done a little bit of floral with some of the little small A-size ones, but not anything like this. Like this takes artistic talent, which I don't have, and we've already established that. Let's see. I'm just making our stems. Now we can do some smaller flowers too, by just not taking the stem all the way down. See how I'm moving quickly? We don't want this to dry, the paste to dry. Still going. I need to have some music going, but that would involve streaming from another source, and then you guys wouldn't be able to see the live. So I'm just putting the browns in here because I am going to use this as a base for flowers, like stems. Okay, we can go back and add more. So we're gonna put that in the water bath. So you can see where I got the brown stems in there now, and we're gonna start popping this with color, which I'm excited about. This is the best part when it all starts coming together. And I'm wiping my fingers off. So we're gonna have to reuse this flower a couple times because we got different colors. All right, so let's make sure that our stems are dry. All right, ready? To start with our peony. I think this will be really pretty. We'll do the peony first. And this I haven't opened yet. So again, we're opening a new one. I like to go from light to dark. And we could get really creative and do like some ombre techniques and stuff within the florals, but we're not going to do that tonight. Not on this one. Okay, so this has got to go over there. All right. So let me pull out a little mixer. I love the smell of fresh paste. It's just heavenly. This is actually a perfect consistency right here. Right. So we have to get our flour ready to go. This is really important that it's not sticky because we're going to be putting our flour on top of all of these other pieces and we don't want it to pull up the paint. So we are going to fuzz, fuzz, fuzz. You guys are so quiet tonight. Not much conversation. I want to see you guys' creations. Y'all need to order some of these floral ones and show me what you're doing with them. Because you got a lot of you guys are like super talented. All right, so you can see the detail in the flowers. Can you see that? My hand behind it. So that's going to be really pretty. But it's also important that they don't get clogged. So we want to make sure that it goes like on the stem. All right, here we go. We're going to be quick with these flowers. Boom, that's pretty. The yellow's kind of showing through though. Maybe we need a darker color flower. Boy, I hope this doesn't turn into a train wreck. I'll have a one-sided board. Hey guys, make sure y'all say hi when you pop on. So you can see the yellow through the pink. Lisa said, hey girl, missed most of this. We'll have to watch the replay, but this looks great. Thanks, Lisa. It's a long replay. We've been at this for a while. Lisa's my coach. She's like always helping me. Okay, so we are literally just putting flowers on now. This is the Happiness is Homemade transfer, Lisa. This is the one we're doing. This is my first time attempting any kind of floral. There's no pattern for this. It's just kind of like a do-it-yourself and requires creativity. And everybody's been quiet. See how the yellow shows through? I don't know that I like that. I mean, it's okay, I suppose. So we need to switch up our color with this. So we're going to do some wild berry. So I need to wash this real quick. So hang tight. I'm cleaning it like super fast in my water bath every year. And I'm gonna have such a mess to clean up, y'all. Oh, I'm gonna sleep good tonight. Okay. I'm drying it, and we're gonna go back in. Let's see, I'm gonna save my excess. Now I can reuse these on my next color because I'm going to a really dark color compared to this. I'm literally scraping off my paint, putting it back in. Okay, and I'm gonna put the lid on this one. I'm just gonna wipe this off. Okay, so now my wild berry is probably pretty, yeah, see how it gets like super hard? This isn't even as hard as it usually is. You have to add water to these when they get like that. So just mixing it. The wild berry at one point was like all chunks, like, because I had dried it out so bad, but I fixed it. Okay, so I got my flower ready to go, and we're gonna do I probably should dry these in between. Lisa said wild berry is one of my favorites. I know, this is my, like, I've used so much of it. This is still like, I don't know if it came in my kit or if I ordered it right after I got my kit, but it's still the same one that I've been using since December. And I have an extra one because I was like, if I run out, I'm in trouble. Trying to save the extra. Gonna do another one here. I think I got too much going on down here in the bottom. I think maybe the flowers should have come up a little higher. I can do that. I can add stems and make some of the flowers go higher. But remember, these are all Bridgette originals, right? Another one here. And then another one here. The flowers are a little more forgiving though, because you can kind of put them wherever you want them. So we already have the stems in place. Okay. I think those are pretty. I'm kind of liking them. You know what else we could do is put like one up here, have it popping out the top, and I can add a stem to it. This is turning out quite nice. I was a little nervous. Can you move your camera? Oh yeah, you guys can't see. There we go. It's magic. You know why? Because this board is like jamming me. Isn't that pretty? It's turning out really nice. Do one more up here. Let's see. There. We're getting there, y'all. This is going to be like one of those 2-hour marathon lives. Okay. That's looking nice. Okay, I think our flower is, you know what I need to do is if I move this and then shift it. Is that better? There we go. That's looking really nice. Okay. I think we're good with the flowers. I mean, I can always add more to it. So the next thing that I want to do, I'm really liking this, y'all. I wasn't sure I was going to like it, but I'm kind of really liking it now. I want to use some of this blue because I think the blue will give it a nice little pop too. So I was thinking of these things for the blue. So let me just, let me blow dry this so it's good and dry. Oh, sorry y'all, my back is hurting. This is turning out really nice though. Oh, so the other thing we have to do is put some brown stems on the ones that I added extra. They don't have any stems. Let's see. I think it's turning out really nice. All right, I'm fuzzing the stem. See, I added these 2 flowers at the top and they don't have stems. And that's going to drive me crazy. I have to put a stem on them before we go any further. And then I'm going to add the blues, and then we're going to do the words, and we're almost done. We're getting there. I mean, we could literally sit here all night and keep adding more details to it. It's just, I'm not, like, my brain doesn't work that way. I'm sure you guys, at least I would love to see what you could do with this thing. Make mine look like a kindergarten project. Like, we've got some talented girls on our team, that's for sure. I'm fuzzing because I don't want to lose any of my paint that I put up there. Okay. So I'm going to do like a quick stem. I just need it to hit the water. There. So I left my brown out. Lisa said, this is awesome, beautiful outcome. Thank you. I was so nervous, Lisa, like you have no idea. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm gonna do this live of all things. But that's the beauty of this stuff, is it comes out perfect. So we need to bring that stem up a little higher. So we're just gonna do that and make it look like it's all one when it's really multiple. See? There we go. Can't even tell. The fun part is gonna be washing all these things. That's the worst part, is the cleanup. There, that looks like it just goes down in there. Okay, so they all my flowers have a stem, because if they didn't, it would drive me crazy. All right, so now I'm gonna put the blue in. I think I'm done with the brown. So like I was gonna do these things. These were like, remind me of blue when I was a kid. Like the blue, what were those flowers that would like, lilacs maybe? Is that what they're called? I'm just fuzzing this real quick. And I'm gonna blow dry one more time before I start putting the blue in to make sure that we're getting there. We're almost done. This has turned out really nice. Like, I'm really, really liking it. All right, so one more quick blow dry before I go putting more on here. Add some color, more color. And what I'm hoping to do is to use this to hide some of the areas that may have been messed up, like the mason jar where some of it got pulled. You can't see what I'm doing? You can't see the camera anymore? I was just fuzzing. I don't know if that was what you mean. You should be able to see what I'm doing now. I just had the fuzzing going on, which was, I was just taking the cloth, because this board is huge. Oh, fuzzing? I'll show you. So this is our cloth. So these transfers are super sticky. So when you peel the backings off of them, they're gonna be really, really sticky. So now what I did was I just took it and I literally put it on here and I ripped it off just to get some of the fibers from the cloth on the back of it to make it less sticky. So if I put this on there without fuzzing it, it's gonna pull up the paint and it's gonna stretch out the transfer. So basically we're making the transfer dirty is what I mean by fuzzing it, and I'm using a fuzzing cloth to do that. All right, and sometimes it still pulls up, so you have to be kind of careful. So I am taking my paste, and we're just gonna go right in. All right, and we're gonna just go right over the top. So these are all layers that are dried, and if it's too sticky, it's gonna rip those right off of there. Hopefully it won't. This is the part that always makes me nervous. So let's pull it up and see. Oh, that's pretty. I like that blue. That just like, I like it. I like it a lot. I'm just putting my transfer back down. See? And we're using our squeegee. And we're just pulling our excess. Now this does dry quick, so you want to make sure that you're moving quickly because you don't want to get any cracking. Okay, so let's pull this one. Very nice. I love the blue. I think it just makes it come alive. Like it's just like really gives it some color. And there's no like right or wrong way. I'm just kind of doing however. You know, it's a floral piece. So, I mean, there's so many different things you can do with it. There's no real pattern for this one. You just kind of do it. Oh, I really like these. Really like them. So we have some more over here. I've got some more that are kind of similar. Maybe we'll use this one next and I'll show you some more fuzzing. We'll do it with blue. I'm putting that one in a water bath. So I'll show you how I'm doing the fuzzing. I'm gonna move this out of the way. So here's my transfer that I'm gonna be taking off the backing. With my fingernail. Okay, so I'm gonna pull it and I'll show you the transfers. They're silk screen, so you can kind of see they're super sticky. I mean, these things will stick to everything. So if we were to put this on here like this, it's gonna pull up all the paint and everything else, and we don't want that. So we wanna basically make it dirty. All right, so I've got my fuzzing cloth right here, and this is what we call it, is a fuzzing cloth. And I'm literally rubbing it like this. And I'm gonna pull it up. And what it does is it pulls up some of the fibers from the cloth. and it makes it not as sticky. So our transfers are reusable. You can reuse these. You just wash them and the stickiness will come back. Even after you wash them, the stickiness will come back. So you've got pretty much unlimited use. You can just use them over and over and over and over and over. If they get unsticky, there's a sticky spray that you can buy at any craft store. But yeah, they're super easy to use. So all I'm doing, this is what I call fuzzing. And I like to do this like 5 or 6 times just to make sure that I'm not going to ruin it. I mean, because that would be horrible to do all this work and then ruin the thing. So let's do a little bit more of the blue in here because I really like the blue. I think it's really pretty. And this is just a tad thick. So I'm going to give it a little spritz. Can you see what I'm doing? This is just water. It's just in another bottle. And I'm thinning it out just a little. Okay, ready? So let's keep going with our blue. So I'm taking the excess, I'm putting it back in. That's it. And I'm going to pull it up. Very nice. And then maybe I'll do another one here. Like I said, you can do these however you want. There's no right way or wrong way, or, it's a flower piece, basically. Like if you were a florist. I'm definitely not a florist. And you can go over other pieces and mix them up and I think this is all I'm going to do for the flower. I could just keep putting these in and adding more to it, but I don't want to overdo it. You know what I mean? Alright, so I'm just scraping my excess. Look at how pretty they come out. I mean, the details are just gorgeous. I'm in love with this piece, y'all. Just so you know, this is probably going to be one of my favorites. Okay, so, now we have to put the wording. I'm really loving this. Let me stand up and stretch because I've been sitting here for a while. I want to see what it looks like from an aerial view. Yeah, that looks awesome. So I need to get my words because they fell. So this is going up at the top. So we have to figure out our color choices for our Happiness is Homemade. So I'll let y'all, what do y'all think? Oh, you can't even see it. Okay. Happiness is Homemade. That's going up at the top. So I am going to fuzz it and get it ready and think about, I almost just want to do white lettering. I think white would just pop. So I'm going to fuzz this one while we think about, I think just white. I don't want to overdo it. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm just fuzzing this one. Same thing. You don't want, even though this is going straight on the chalkboard, this is a flat surface, and it's going to stick. And if you make it too sticky, it's going to pull your transfer and curl it, and you definitely don't want that to happen. I'm just using my fuzzing cloth. I could do it the long way. I'm just trying to keep it in the camera shot so you guys can see what I'm doing. If you're making comments, I can't. Did somebody? Lisa said, I'm thinking white too. Okay, good. Then white it is. Lisa's like, I have to consult with her on everything. That's why you guys have to be on here when I'm live. Don't trust me all by myself, because I'll mess it up. I have to do this live. That's the only way I do projects anyway. Alright, so we're just going to do a plain old white. Alright, so the lettering's going to be pretty easy and quick to do. The biggest thing is just making sure it's even, which is pretty easy when you line it right up at the top. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. So I just have to put the white on there, and that's it. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be pretty. But is it even? That's the big thing. Let me get over here and look. This board is very big to work with. I think it looks pretty even. And where's my white? All the way down here. That is not the white I was using. I really like this, you guys. Like, I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it because I didn't really know what I was doing, and it's turned out gorgeous. Okay, ready for the white? And my white's already good to go. Now you can do all kinds of fancy stuff with the lettering, but we're not doing that. We're just doing straight white. And this is just a super awesome spring summer piece, which I love. And I love the fact that I made it. Because without these stencils, it wouldn't happen. There's no way I could do this on my own. Oh my gosh. All right, ready? Let's see how this is gonna look. Our finished piece is just about finished. And so is my back from bending over. All right. So remember what I told you, when you're pulling them up, you want to do even pressure. Right? Gorgeous. Eek! I think this is my favorite ever. Holy cow, y'all. Look at that. That turned out beautiful. Happiness is homemade. Alright, so I'm going to take you guys off of this so you can, well, how am I going to, I want you to see the whole thing. I can't even get the whole thing in the shot. Alright, we're going to take this off of there so you guys can see. So hang on. Don't go nowhere. I'm taking you off the mount. Okay. I'm tired. That was a lot of work. Let me flip it so you guys can see it. Oh, and then I gotta flip the wording. Can I do that with, yeah. Can't read it. Now you can read it. Didn't that turn out gorgeous? Eek, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. There's a little bit of a glare because of the light, my overhead light. But this is actually going to be, it's a sign. All right, so I made, well, it's not dry. So the other side says I want to chalk pretty things. Let's see if I can show you guys. So I got this at Hobby Lobby. Oops, rotate your phone. Sorry, it's, see, that's the other side to my sign. It's telling me to rotate. I want to chalk pretty things, chalk couture. So this is my sign for my vendor shows. It's going to sit outside of my tent. And this is stunning. I wish I should have done this on a frame and then I could sell it. Maybe I'll do another one. Not tonight, so I'm tired. Anyway, I'm loving it. I think it turned out fantastic. And I cannot thank you guys enough for hanging out with me all night and helping me with this. We've been on here for quite a while. So I am going to clean up. This is what I've been working with over here. My water bath. All right. My supplies. These are all my colors. All right, so now what I have to do is I have to go clean all of these transfers and let them air dry. I'm going to let them air dry overnight and I'll put them back together tomorrow. So, but that is the show for tonight. Oh, I'm tired. It's like midnight. Yeah, it's midnight. So we've been busy chalking, but I got the sign done, so I'm excited. All right, well, if you guys have questions and you're watching the replay, remember, shoot me a message, because I'll probably be in bed. I saw about 10 or 15 questions come in while we were live, so I will get to those in the morning. I just have to get up in the morning. Yeah, so I will answer your questions. If you're watching the replay, if you're not a member of my customer group, you need to make sure you're a member of my group. So you have to type the word, just say group, or shoot me a message, and I will make sure that you get added, and I'll give you the link. And if you have an addiction to this like I do, you need to save a lot of money, talk to me about becoming a consultant. You can get it at wholesale. All right, I am off to bed. Thanks for tuning in. I will see you guys maybe tomorrow or in the next day or two. Have a good night. Bye.